All right. I think we're live now. Hello, hello, hello everyone. So if you can see us, please let us know in the comments. If you can see us and hear us, okay. Just want to make sure we don't have any tech issues here. So we're broadcasting to Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube at the same time. And I'm so glad to have Emma here. I will let her introduce herself in a moment. Just wanted to check with you guys first, right? If you are watching on any of these platforms, let us know if you can see us and hear us okay on that particular platform. I see some people commenting on YouTube now. Cool Russian music. Hello, hello. Hey, Jasmine. Hello. Yeah, let us know if you can hear us, okay, and see us, okay, just to make sure. And yeah, we see someone on Facebook. Facebook, okay. It's good. Manuel on YouTube. Arnold, hello on YouTube. It's good. Let me check LinkedIn, okay. I think we're live on LinkedIn too. And no, in the meantime, right, feel free to let us know where you're tuning in, which part of the world you are in right now, and why you're here, like what you're interested about the passive income and recurring income, right? And we're gonna have time for you guys to answer, ask questions at the end for sure. So if you want to start, just introduce yourself, let us know. That would be great. Yeah, I'm seeing some comments on LinkedIn as well. All good. Okay, thank you for that. All right, guys. Yeah, thanks for joining this live session with Emma. Very excited about it because we've never talked about something like this before. And Emma is a teacher influencer, and she's gonna introduce herself in a moment. And we want to use this interview to kind of let you guys hear about Emma's story and also um, try to kind of get inspired as well, like what else you can offer if you're an online teacher, if you're a teacher, right? And membership is really good business model as well for a lot of teachers, and what you can learn from Emma's story, like if this membership also gonna work for you, right? There's all of these kind of reasons we want to have this interview. And to get started, want to have a very quick introduction myself. I know some of you, probably most of you are very familiar with my background. So my name is James Lu. I'm a business coach for teachers. We work with teachers very closely, helping them start their business. We also doing other things about passive income, knowledge monetization. I will talk about that a little bit at the end of this interview as well, if you're interested. So if you are a teacher, educator, and you want to explore other ways to monetize your knowledge, your skills, and get your own students, right? Don't please, right? Don't hesitate to reach out and follow us on social media. All right, so this is me. I'll pass it to Emma. Hey, Emma.
Hello. Thank you firstly for inviting me. I feel I haven't done a live stream in a long time, so might be a little bit rusty, guys. But thank you for having me. And thank you everyone for joining. My name is Emma. I run the channel and social media pages Pronunciation with Emma. I know it's a very innovative name, but that's because my name is Emma and I focus on pronunciation. I teach pronunciation to people who are learning English, more specifically, people who have an intermediate and above level of English. I've been teaching for over 15 years. I started when I was 16 and then finally did my CELTA when I was 20 and started my business pretty much. I'm gonna say pretty much after I finished my master's degree in TESOL, but actually I think it was while I was doing my master's degree. I was just teaching like a little bit sort of on the side while I was doing my master's. And I decided to go like all in with the online world and online teaching when I finished my master's degree. I basically got bored after about a month and was like, you know what? I'm gonna try and make some videos. Let's see how it goes. And I was terrified. I really was. But I mean, you just get used to it. It just becomes part of your job and part of your world. And now I can't imagine not doing it because it's so normal for me now. Um, I'm still on social media, still focusing on my channels and things. I took a little bit of a break this year because I was extremely burnt out. I'll be honest. Unfortunately, it's a problem for us online teachers. So I'm happy being super honest about that. So you might see on my social media pages that they're a little bit empty, right? Well, not empty, just a little bit quiet right now. But it's slowly coming back as I'm going through like a rebrand. I've launched my membership again, and yeah, that was all really exciting. And I'm like super motivated to get back into it. But that's me.
Yeah,
That's my
thank you.
introduction. If anyone has any specific questions that they want to ask, feel free to put them in the chat and I can answer them.
Absolutely, Emma. Yeah, I think a couple of good points you made, right? Thanks for sharing your journey with us. We're gonna kind of dive into that a little bit more on a couple of things you mentioned, but about the burnout, right? I'm actually glad you mentioned it, right? It's kind of a common thing for everyone, not just online teachers, like for all the teacher entrepreneurs, like entrepreneurs in general, everyone who runs their own business. It's a high risk for people get burned out. I guess just take a break, right? What else you can do? Just take a break and don't force
Yeah.
yourself. Sometimes you feel like, oh, I don't want to do something, just don't do it because it's like a long-term commitment, right? But but one thing is, I'm glad you're back, right? I
Me
guess because when you took
too.
the break, when you took the break, you knew you will come back. Just like I need to take a break. It's fine. All right.
Yeah,
So
yeah, yeah. I was honestly at a crossroads where I was like, either I'm going to pull the plug on all of this and just, go back to teaching in schools. But then I looked at that and I was very quickly brought back like, I really want to focus on my own thing.
that's right.
So yeah, it did, like, I'll be honest, it did get to a point where the burnout really got to me, and I was like, it's either I stop this, like I just
Yeah,
quit,
yeah, yeah,
or I just take a break. Like,
yeah.
it's all
Take a
right.
break.
It's all
Yeah,
right to
it's
take
all
a
right.
break. And
Yeah,
as freelancers, we tend to think that the world is going to end if we take a break. Our business is going to fail. The algorithm's going to penalize me. It doesn't.
yeah,
You're all right.
yeah.
It
All right.
might penalize you temporarily, but it's okay. You'll recover, you know?
Yeah, I guess the stress, like the mental stress, is more severe or actually more causing more damage than physical, right? The pressure,
Yeah.
the stress you give yourself, like I can't stop
Yes.
because all the different reasons, and yeah, it's not healthy. So guys, if you want to take a break, right?
Mhm.
But consistency, like persistence is very important. So just give people some context here, Emma. So how many followers you have built on YouTube and Instagram right now?
Ooh, I actually counted the other week. I just got curious, like, how many followers do I actually have everywhere? On Instagram, it's 250,000. So that's doing all right.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, 500,000 on YouTube.
500,000 on YouTube.
On Facebook, I don't really check Facebook that much, but it's probably about 160,000 or 200,000, something like
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
160,000. I'll
yeah,
I'll
yeah,
play it
yeah,
safe there I'll round it down instead of up,
yeah,
Yeah, like 160,000.
yeah. That's a lot
Yeah.
of followers, right?
Yeah.
So I guess I want to make it clear, right, to everyone. So we talk about Emma's experience in launching membership, got over 200 members in her membership, like in one launch. So I think one thing to be clear with everyone is you cannot do all of this without a big audience, right? That's why we want to talk about building audience first, right? So although Emma took some break, right, a few months ago, but during the time she was like a building, growing her channel, her Instagram account, Facebook group. I think that consistency and persistence. I want you to kind of talk about that too, Emma. I know it's like a huge commitment when you want to grow your social media presence, right? And I think that's one of the things a lot of teachers, a lot of educators who are thinking about, okay, can I have my own brand? Can I have my own presence? And then I don't think they really understand what is in it, what it takes to build the followers. I want you to
Mm.
highlight that, just help people understand what is in it and what would they expect to build a big audience.
Yeah. So Someone mentioned in the comments that their concern is not being able to stay consistent. How do you stay consistent when you're just a one-person team? There are some ways to definitely help with that. So one thing I do to stay consistent is I batch make my content. So what I mean by batch making is I will plan out all the content I want to film. For example, let's just make it simple and imagine I want to make some YouTube content. So I will plan out the videos that I want to record and schedule for the month, right? So I'll then sit down in a day and I will record bam, 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 those videos, send them off to an editor or edit them myself. I highly recommend people get an editor, like especially if you're just starting out and your editing skills are not good. Like invest in an editor. One of my editors was a student at university, so for them it was like gaining a portfolio and experience. So their fees were quite low. And I was like, yeah, get the experience, And so it was like a nice little partnership between us two. So it doesn't have to cost lots of money. You can get in touch with universities and ask for like students if you really can't, afford like a company or something like that to help you. But I then edit the content or someone edits it for me, and then I just schedule it. And then I don't need to think about it for the rest of the month. And that helps you stay consistent. And what's really nice now, and this wasn't on many platforms when I first started a few years ago, is there are scheduling features, let's call them, inside the apps now that we use. So for example, Facebook, Instagram, like you don't have to pay for external like third-party schedule apps. You can just do it directly on the platform. Same with YouTube, doesn't cost you anything extra, just schedule it. And that helps you stay consistent and you can take a break. You just spend a week, power through, get it all done, get it all edited, schedule it, and then you're fine. And then you repeat it all again the next month. But you at least have a bit of a break. And it's really hard in the beginning. I would say when you're first starting, getting your first 1,000 subscribers or 1,000 followers is the hardest thing because no one knows you. And when people see profiles with like 500 followers or 500 subscribers, they're like, there must be something wrong with this channel, and then they don't follow and they don't subscribe. So it's really hard. But I would say once you get past that 1,000, it does start to snowball. And then I would say once you get past like 10,000, 100,000, it gets faster and faster and faster and faster. So keep with it is what I could say. The first 1,000 is so hard.
The batch making is a great idea. I don't think many people can make videos every day. You know what I mean? It's kind of very exhaustive to even think about it. But if you can make video very productive, like make videos, just block a time, okay, concentrate, it make you more productive, right? As well, just boom, 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 you make all these videos, and then you edit them. Then you don't need to worry about this for entire month, right? I think that's easier to do than like I have to make one video every day. Like you just keep thinking about it, right?
You'll go
because
crazy.
Making videos just one of many things we do as entrepreneurs, right? So that's a great point. And the other thing, we call it an exponential curve, right? At first, like you were thrilled, like, oh, I got 1 follower, 2 followers, like at the beginning, right? When you haven't reached 1,000 followers, it was like every follower is like, oh, so good. And then when we reach 1,000, like some of our clients, when they reach like 100,000, they're getting hundreds every day, right? So the growth is very different. A couple of reasons. Number one, just like what you said, when people see like you only have 10 followers, probably the likelihood for them to follow is really low. Like something wrong with this channel, something wrong with this account, right? And when they see a much bigger following, then they are more likely to follow. And the other thing is when you have a big following, the platforms actually prefer you more than this, right? Because when you have a big following, somebody favors you, like your content really like deliver value, right? So these platforms the algorithm also favors you. Like there are many reasons. So I think the point is it's not linear. I think a lot of teachers might think of it as linear. Like, okay, I'm getting 10 followers every day. So when it's gonna take me to get 1 million, right?
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
I when I try to calculate, oh, that will be like what 100,000 days.
Yeah, yeah. I
It's
mean,
not.
you may end up doing a collaboration one day, and
Yeah,
overnight
yeah,
you've got like an extra 1,000. That's what happened to me. It's like I did a live collab, and it was completely unplanned. I remember I was literally in bed, and a friend of mine went live, and I joined him on Instagram, and I was like literally in my pajamas in bed, and I got 1,000 followers. Like this is like right at the beginning when I first started. Like I was no one right in the beginning.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Um, and yeah, I got 1,000 followers overnight, and I felt so famous. Like, wow,
Yeah,
a
that's a
1,000
good story.
followers is
That's a good
crazy.
suggestion too.
Yeah,
I mean, on Instagram, right? What costs them to follow another person? It doesn't really cost them anything. So if you go live, you give yourself like the visibility, the
yeah,
exposure, right? People see you, and then they see you live. They were like, "Hey, this is a very nice lady and a teacher, very very sweet, and why not just follow her and just follow you?" I think that's what happened, and yeah, that's another good tip for teachers who just starting, right? If you want to build following, that look for people you can collaborate. People have more followers than you, right? Okay, guys.
but
Yeah,
not only that. Sorry, I just want to jump in. It's
no,
like
no, please.
don't just aim for people who have more followers,
Yeah,
because it's really obvious in the community when people are just like wanting to be your friend and collab with you for followers. Like I want to make that like really really clear, because I've had people reach out to me like, "Hi Emma, I see your channel's doing really well. Shall we collab?" I'm like, who are you? So yeah, make sure you establish like a little bit
yeah,
of a
absolutely,
connection with these people.
absolutely,
Like at
absolutely.
least like, pretend to be my friend before we do
Yeah,
a
yeah,
collab together.
yeah, absolutely. You have to think about what is in for them, right? No,
Yeah,
right? Why
exactly.
are they
That's it.
doing a favor for you? But in your case, that was your friend. Of course, there's nothing
Yes.
like really, much in it. But if you are looking for somebody you don't know, and then you have to think about what I can contribute to this collaboration, and what would they expect me to share and help them, right? And sometimes, if you are more established on one platform, so for example, some teachers they got a lot of followers on LinkedIn, and then you want to grow your Instagram, you actually can trade. Hey, we can go live on Instagram, so you
Yeah.
can get me followers, and then we can go live on LinkedIn. I can help you build your followers, right? So there are a lot of things you can leverage your resources, right? We do have a one
Mhm.
comment from Ben, which is who is also our client working with us, and I just
Hi
want to
Ben.
highlight that. Yeah, I think Ben is not the only one. I've heard about this multiple times, and a lot of teachers from in our community actually use your videos,
Ah,
and
no way. Thank you so much.
yeah, using your videos and very helpful.
Oh,
Even
thank
for
you, Ben.
myself, I mean, I don't know if I told you this before. I think I probably told you. So I followed you like a long time ago when I was a student. I was following
Oh my
you.
god, no way. No, I didn't know
I didn't
that.
tell you. Yeah, I followed you on
Ah,
Instagram because I was a ESL student, right? I was following
no
teachers, and
way.
you were one of the teachers I followed too. So when you reached out to
Oh.
me, I was like, no way, this is awesome. Right? I actually checked.
Starstruck.
I wanted to check if this is legit. I actually checked your LinkedIn and see if this is actually the one I thought it was. It was
Yeah.
good. All
Yeah,
right.
it was me.
I
Oh,
mean,
that's so nice. It's so funny because I went to a conference in March or April, I can't remember. It was at the start of the year. And I was like waiting in the queue to register, like to when you first arrive, you need to like register your details, get your little badge and stuff. And there was a woman in the queue, and she just turned around and she went, "Emma?" And I thought, "Oh my god, I don't recognize this woman. Have we met?" It's like, "Are you your pronunciation with Emma? Are you pronunciation with—" I was like, "Yeah." I was like bright red. I was like, "Yeah, yeah. Why? Do I know you? Have we met?" It's like, "No, no, don't worry, we haven't met, but I use your videos all the time." And I was just like bright red, like, "Oh, thank you so much." Because it's so funny. I sit in my office or I sit in my living room. I sit in my house and I just make these videos, and it's weird, but I forget that people see them. As crazy as it sounds, but yeah,
yeah,
I'm happy they help people.
and that's why I think you are doing it. So we are doing it. You're just making impacts on other people's lives without even knowing it, right? So
Yeah.
a lot of people are just watching your videos, they probably don't send you a message or don't let you know, but you are making impacts on
Yeah.
other people's lives. Okay, thank you for that, Emma. Yeah, so that's all I want to talk about, like a build audience. It does take some time, effort to do it, and without it, I don't think any results Emma has got will be easily, get. But it takes some commitment to build audience, right? So this is one way to grow. Now, if you want to grow as a teacher influencer, get audience, right? It takes a lot of effort. And Emma shared a couple tips, like the patch
Batch
making.
making.
Yeah, that's a good one. And also like finding collaborations, right? That could be another one that helps
Mhm.
you. All right, so we want to move on to the next one. Some teachers already ask questions like what is, what do you offer in a membership, and how do you make money?
Yeah. Good
Right. So
question. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So that's a very interesting question, because if this is new to you guys, right? Being an influencer, there are many ways to make money, right? You
Mhm.
can monetize through different ways. I mean, maybe we can find another time to talk about it, but we're gonna kind of focus on membership. This is one of many ways you can monetize your presence and make money, right? If we cannot get anything out of this, one day am I gonna stop? Because I mean, we need to pay bills too, right? It's like,
Yeah.
yeah, we need to pay bills too. So we're gonna move on to the next one. So just talk about the memberships, like what can be included in the membership. Like in other words, like how does it look like? How does it look like having a membership, right? So I know probably I'll let you talk about it first. And I know you being like using membership model for quite a long time, even before we work together, you have your
Yeah.
membership, right? So how do you feel like, how did you get on membership at first? Like what the challenges? How did you like feel? How do you feel about membership overall? Do you want to share that with us?
Hmm. So the reason why I wanted to create a membership was because I still wanted to be active as
Mm,
a teacher. I didn't want to just sell a course and be like, okay, they're paid, goodbye. I really wanted, it's almost like a virtual classroom is sort of
yeah,
what I wanted to create. I wanted students to have the lessons there. So the way that my membership is designed is, think of it as like a library or a database, where it only focuses on pronunciation, but there are very, very specific, detailed lessons on different aspects of pronunciation. So there's one aspect on the vowels, and it goes through each of the vowels individually, one on consonants, one on minimal pairs that are easily confused. So like ship and sheep, things like that, or this and dis, these sorts of sounds that students may confuse, or maybe they can't distinguish. There's units on that. There's a whole unit dedicated to sentence stress, intonation, connected speech. There's a unit just on stories so students can practice shadowing. So my idea was just to give them all the tools that they need. And then I'm there as like, if you need me, I'm here. And that's why I also wanted to create a community. So within my membership, there is a
yeah,
community
yeah,
inside. So people can ask questions. Some people post recordings. They share their recordings and ask, Emma, can you give me a bit of feedback on this? Or um, just ask me general questions about English. Doesn't even have to be pronunciation.
yeah,
And I really like that, because I feel like I can still be a teacher. I can still help, because that's ultimately what I want to do. Is I just want to create a course that's really good and will genuinely help people.
yeah,
And I felt, people can definitely prove me wrong, or they can feel differently, but I felt that but by having a membership, I would still be able to engage more with my
yeah,
students and feel more of a teacher.
yeah, yeah,
Um,
absolutely. So
yeah.
I guess membership. I don't know if everyone in the audience familiar with like online teaching, how this works, right? Just kind of break it down like even more. So in with the membership, so basically what happens is your students pay you amount of money every month to to receive access to something you offer,
Mhm.
right? And in Emma's case, Emma is offering a library of videos. So these are pre-recorded videos, like the vowel sounds, the shadowing, all the different things. It's a library of videos, and as long as the students paying you every month, they have access to these videos. They can watch whenever they want on demand. So this is one thing they're getting. Another thing they're getting is kind of a virtual community. It's like a virtual place where they can ask questions and talk to each other, talk to Emma, and engage. And no, that's kind of a place where they can get supported by Emma or somebody else, right, in the community. So they're paying this as well. And another thing people really like about having like paying you every month and being in your membership is also kind of a direct connection, direct interaction with the teacher, right? So a lot of people following Emma, let's say on Instagram, on YouTube, they don't really get to like directly interact or getting the answers, all that. But that's another thing, people want to pay you in a membership so they can interact with you, right? And that also allows Emma to help them. So ballpark, I think these are three things: the library of videos, a virtual community, and also the direct support, interaction from Emma, and people paying that monthly to continue receiving the access. Okay, of course they can drop out. Like one day they feel like, oh, I don't think this isn't helpful anymore. I'm moved on. They drop out, and then there are also new members comes in like right now. So you're making like a recurring revenue by providing these resources to your students, right? So I just want to kind of explain it one more time. I feel like there are teachers probably are not even familiar with online teaching. So this is kind of how this works, right? It's a membership, but there are many other ways, like other things you can add in the membership. Some people add more live sessions, right? Or other group sessions or different things to the membership. But as long as the membership, the monthly income to you justifies the work you do, you will make a profit, right? So that's kind of the whole model of membership. So anything to add, Emma? Does it make sense? I just want to kind of explain a little bit more in case some teachers are confused about this.
Yeah. I've seen that someone's asked a really, really good question as well. Like, why would people continue paying per month after going through the library of courses? Because there are over 100 lessons in there, my friend. There are over 100 lessons, and I'm constantly updating it. So, I mean, if you join for a month and you can get through 100 lessons, then great. That's amazing.
Yeah.
But you've also got to add different features, additional features that students who maybe have completed the courses, have completed the lessons, would benefit from. So for example, it could be the community where you're answering their questions. It could be live sessions.
Yeah.
It's not just accessing the lessons. They can also be engaged and keep coming back for the community.
Yeah.
They can keep coming back because you're correcting them,
Yeah.
Things like that. So there's always something you can do that will keep benefiting your students every single month and keep them subscribed. If they're benefiting, then they'll stay subscribed. Yeah.
I think that's a good point. Just because you're not only offering the videos, and also a lot of students, they don't just only value the videos, and a lot of students paying for the membership. Video plays a very important part, right? The course, there they can take training, but the community, they feel like they belong there. They really build some really good relationship, not only with Emma, but also with like other students, right? The community are building, and also the support from the teacher. So there are a lot of things you're offering. You're not only offering a video library, right? I mean, that's good. For Emma, you have like over 100 videos. That's great. But we also have a clients also run membership. They don't have a lot of videos, but they do a lot of activities in the community. They do like a monthly challenges, and people are really getting results. The thing, I think one very common pitfall, or one common mistakes a lot of teachers think, or even students think, is, oh, I'm getting the training, I will get results. But action is what I think necessary for students to get results. And when you design your membership, you need to really think like what things I can put in to encourage the students to take action, and then to get results. So if they get results, they stay.
Exactly.
Right? If they don't get results, they stay for 3 months, and then they don't do anything. They watch a few videos, they don't feel like they like the videos, don't have time to watch it, they don't get involved in the community, they don't ask questions, they're gonna leave because they don't get
Mhm.
results. If they're getting results, I'm speaking English better and better, more clear now, of course they're gonna stay, they're gonna keep paying it, right? So the results is why people are paying for it, not how much what they includes, right? So that's kind of how I feel about membership. So this is kind of very, very important part, like a membership really want to help you guys understand like the membership, right? So Emma, do you have any other questions you want to answer? Or
Yeah, there are a few. So Mashu on YouTube, hi Mashu, has asked, does student interaction with you become overwhelming? I'll be honest, some days it does. There are days where they may catch me where I'm just like, ugh. And, there's one student who's asking a really big question, and I'm like, I don't have the mental capacity right now to answer this question. So I have a virtual assistant who I've been training up as well. And she's constantly researching like phonetics and phonology. And if she doesn't know the answer to something, she's like, don't worry, Emma will deal with it. And then she'll tag me and then I'll step in and help. And I'll come back to it when I've got a bit of a clearer mind. I wouldn't say that there are any students who have been particularly demanding. I've not experienced that, I'll be honest. But the way I would go about it is I would just remind people of the boundaries. I mean, it depends. It depends how they're being demanding. I mean, let's imagine they're messaging in the group questions every day. I mean, that's what it's for, right? Like, I wouldn't mind that. But if it escalated to the point where they were maybe emailing me 5 times a day, or they were like trying to call me on WhatsApp or something like, I mean, I don't have my WhatsApp out there, but I don't know, maybe they get my WhatsApp and they're like calling me every 5 minutes or something, or on Instagram trying to video call me. I would be super, super blunt with them and be like, look, this is a boundary. Please respect this. Like, this is what you're paying for, not to call me at 2 a.m. on Instagram, So
something Emma,
establish boundaries.
yeah, I guess something Emma you can consider as well. Some of our clients do just hire us assistant,
Yeah.
a teacher that
Changed my life.
yeah, teacher, because a lot of teachers they don't want to be entrepreneurs. They're not willing to like making videos, and they don't really like social media that much. They're really good teachers, right? They can work with you, teachers like you build a big company, you have teachers that help you deliver, right? So we have clients, they hire teachers, help them deliver, just answer questions. Of course you pay them, right? But kind of you have to keep a margin of whatever you pay them, it makes sense to your business. So that can be one solution, right? So and somebody else so ask where do you host your membership? I think it's Kajabi, right? Kajabi. That's what
I
you
use Kajabi now.
yeah, Kajabi right now. And there are a couple of platforms. We have our courses, some of the courses on Zenler. We used to use Thinkific. Like there's so many places you can host website membership, right? And I've even seen like some of our clients they host membership with the Facebook group. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, right. So people pay you, you add them into a Facebook group, and you have all these videos in the guides. Perfect, right? No, of course that's kind of you don't have to pay anyone. I mean, with Krabi, you have to pay a lot. Krabi is kind of expensive. So it really depending on where you are in your business. You are not making any money right now. Probably think of something like easy to use or handle, right? Yeah. So this is another question, and talk about the offer and the pricing strategy. I think we can talk about that.
Yeah, you know more about that than me. When we were talking about pricing, I was like, James, I don't know what to price this at. What's a good price? Is it too
Yeah,
high, too low?
price usually like with the membership. With the membership, the goal you have to think about the offer itself, right? The pricing strategy should be customized to the offers. What do you offer? The pricing strategy should be different. So when you do membership, we are aiming for big volume because it doesn't take you much time for each student that allows you to handle a higher volume. And then the strategy shouldn't be high price, low volume. It should be low price, high volume, right? To maximize your revenue. And in Emma's case, I think we charge for the last launch, it was 20 euros or something, 20 euros,
It was
right?
19 euros
19
50.
euros,
Yeah, I'm in
19
Spain now,
euros
so I've got
50.
to charge in euros.
Yeah, euros. Yeah, euros. And we got like 200 something enrolled in this single launch, right? So we are aiming for high volume and at a reasonable, like a lower price, right? So this is kind of usually a typical model for membership. Of course, there are people charging hundreds for membership. I mean, that's kind of a mastermind high premium membership. That's a different strategy. But for like teacher influencers, for social media influencers, right? Your first offer should be like lower because people follow you, they watch your video every day. It does not mean they are kind of uh, ready to invest. So when it comes to it comes to decisions to invest, to spend money, there are like people are more cautious. So if people invest in one thing like cheaper, like in your case, like how much? I mean, 19 euros is nothing. Like maybe no coffees no for
It's like
3 days
4
or something. Like
coffees,
yeah,
like
for
2
a month,
coffees in
right?
London. Yeah.
So yeah, 2 coffees in London. So it doesn't cost that much, and then people are more willing to try. Hey, give it a try, and then they join your membership. They feel, oh, that's great. I love everything here, and then they got to interact with you more, and then build more trust. And then you have another offer. And in Emma's case, Emma has another membership actually on top of the
Okay.
low ticket membership, and that membership we price it a little bit higher, and then we offer a few more things like weekly sessions and other things, right? So basically, in Emma's model is like low ticket membership. We have a mid ticket membership, and the mid ticket membership is exclusively for is exclusive for the low ticket membership community, right?
Mhm.
That's how we said build it up, and then depending on their affordability, what they're looking for, what they want, they can choose. Right, I only want to stay with the low ticket. No, 19 euros for what I'm getting. I'm good. I'm happy. Right, I'm getting what I want. And some people are like, hey Emma, I need more help from you. I would love to work with you more. Then they pay the higher one, right? So how much they pay has to be justified by what they're getting, right? So this is kind of a pricing model. If that hope that answers the question, like what is included. Just remember, like a pricing model should come with the offers. You need to think about offers first, and then the pricing. Right? Don't think, oh, I want to charge $20. They think about what you offer. You don't have what can I offer. Then what does it make sense, right? To price it. Good. Yeah, if you guys have more questions, I know you do have more questions. We can definitely come back to you guys later towards the end. We want to move on to the third part of the interview. So we talk about building audience. That's the foundation, right? If you don't have audience, then it will be hard for you to get 200 members, like 200 people enrolled in your membership in one launch. But it takes some time, effort to build that. And then we talk about membership, like what is membership, why we do it, how they help you as a teacher, how that helps, right? How does it work, and what can be included? And then the next part we want to talk about is the launch. So, and I think that's kind of a new concept to many teachers. They were like, oh, I have something here. I'll just tell people, hey guys, I have this membership now, join it, right? So it's okay, probably get some, like one, two, three, some of people join your membership. But if you want to maximize your results, it has to follow a systematic approach to launch your offers, to make a big thing, like let people know and penetrate your followers as much as you can. So again, I'll let you talk about it, Emma. I will just come comment, add a little bit more. Like, how do you feel about the launches? Like, what's previously what you do? Like this time, how do you see the differences? Maybe you can comment on that too. Thank you.
So I definitely felt that when I was working with you, I had a lot more structure. Like I didn't ever think about like a pre-launch and then the post-launch. I just did launch. Like I just did the launch and was like, I was just gonna wait until I hit my target, whether that's a certain deadline and I close the doors, or whether that's a certain capacity that gets reached, and then I close the doors. Like I would just open the doors and be like, get in, because you're not gonna close it. There's a limit. And when we were talking in our sessions about the importance of maybe was it with you or with Gemma? I don't remember. It was Oh, maybe it was both of you, actually. I think it was both of you I was talking to both about, because I'm pretty sure I definitely talked to you about it. Um, the the importance of kind of warming up your audience, I guess, is a nice way to put it. So, I mean, let's imagine someone just walks up to you in the street and they're like, "I've got a course." You're going to be like, "Oh, whoa!" But if I kind of approach you, talk to you a little bit, warm you up, as I was trying to say, then you might start considering the course a little bit more. And that's what the pre-launch was all about. And I never understood how important that was. I was like, oh no, that's just a little marketing thing that, marketers do, But then I realized actually it's really important. When I started doing my pre-launch sequence, now my launch was quite rushed, simply just because I didn't have a lot of time. So mine certainly isn't a model sequence to follow, but the pre-launch sequence was great because it also gave me the opportunity to judge how many people are going to be interested and
Yeah,
what kind of questions they were asking, so that during the launch I could answer those questions. So people, for example, asking obvious questions like what's the price, what's included, but they were also asking things that I hadn't quite thought about, like is there the abilities to get a refund? Is there there was one question that someone asked, and it was such a good question. I ended up including it in the launch, but it was so good I've forgotten it. I can't remember what it was. But yeah, they asked a question and I was like, that's actually really, really good. I didn't think of including that. And then I realized during the launch, other people had thought that as well. When I sent it out in the emails, because I have an email list as well. People were responding to that like, oh yeah, that's a good point. Can you tell me more about that? It's annoying because I can't remember what the question was, but
yeah,
maybe it was about the feedback or something. I think it was something like that, because I mentioned there was a community,
yeah,
but I think when people think community, they imagine, oh, just chatting amongst each other, but they don't think, Emma's also in there helping. So that really made me think about focusing on that. Like, guys, I'm also in there. Like, I am going to help you and ask your questions in there. And people liked that because it meant they could get my feedback, they could talk to me, they could ask me questions.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
But yeah, and then the post launch was really interesting as well, like going through what worked, what didn't work,
yeah, yeah.
what did I
Absolutely,
do.
absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely. And I think a lot of people, when they have offer ready, they just let people know. I think they're doing
Yeah.
launch, not even the best way doing launch. And not to mention, they don't even think about pre-launch, launch, and the post-launch. So these three steps are very crucial. I think you made very clear why they are important. And the pre-launch, I'm glad to hear that, it actually help you with the launch, right? To adjust things, the landing page, to make things clear somewhere if people have questions, right? And also gauge the interest, like how many people are interested in this, right? So another thing is also kind of important is that when we launch things through social media, through email list, it's not as effective as before. Like maybe 10 years, 20 years ago, when you send an email, everyone click on and open an email. Right now, it's like not very just because it's so competitive now, everybody using email and on social media. Like even you have 100,000 followers on Instagram, YouTube, not everyone gonna see it. So the pre-launch also kind of extends the awareness building period of time, right? If you only have a launch, let's say 10 days or 7 days, 5 days, is that's how long you can let people know about this. But when you have like a pre-launch, you can actually extend that a week, like 10 days more. So the total time for people to know about the offer is much longer. So that's kind of another benefit of doing pre-launch. And the post-launch, so I think that's important because you're not going to only launch once. You're going to launch again, again, right? Because you do launch, close, and you launch it. That's the time available for people to enroll. But then you close it. It's like, hey, you have to wait for another time. That's what we do, like launch, close. And then when you do launch, if you can learn from it every single time, just imagine how good it's going to be. Like next time, right? So we talk about this as well. Like the upselling was not the best right now, like the to membership. Like what can we learn from it? Like why people are not taking it? And that's kind of the conversation you have in the post-launch. And next time you improve your landing page, you improve your emails, you highlight things, right? You can only see like 8%, 9%, 10%, right? So that's how can get better and better each time. So I think we just want to emphasize when it comes to selling anything, there's like a proven system in it. It's not like, oh, I have it ready, I put it on the table, people are going to come and buy. It does not work like that, right? So you have to put the system in place and really be like systematic, right? Have these methodologies to follow to do it. I think that's the point. I don't think we need to go into a lot of depth. We just want to make that point clear, guys. Now, when it comes to launch, what you need to do. All right. So right now, if you guys really enjoyed this interview so far, please do us a favor. Just click on like button on YouTube or no, can you like on you can like videos, right? You can like video. Yes, you can like video on YouTube and LinkedIn and Facebook. Just click on like to help us build some social proof and promote this video to more teachers so they can see it. That'll be really helpful. Okay, so we have some time left. 15, we're gonna answer some questions. Emma, if you can take a look if you want to answer any questions. So in the meantime, I do want to mention one of the things we're doing next week. If you guys are interested in making passive income, and membership is kind of one of the ways to do that. For example, right now, Emma with this low take membership does live like once in a while, and then have videos already pre-recorded there. So not much effort get into it, but you can make pretty good money. That's I would say 90% passive, right? That's one of the ways to make passive income. So if you guys are interested in this concept of making passive income, and we are running a 40 workshop next month, from next Monday to Thursday, between 11 a.m. 1 p.m. Eastern time. Okay, 11 p.m. and 11 a.m. and 1 p.m. Eastern time. It's okay. Don't worry if you don't have time for it. We send recordings to people who register, right? So in order to get this, you need to register. Okay, I'm gonna send you guys this link. If you haven't registered, we've got a lot of people registered already. If you just in case you missed this information and you wanted to take part of this workshop as well next week from Monday to Thursday, or receive recordings from the workshop, please register. Okay, this is going to be great. We are very excited about this workshop. I just wanted to mention that in case you haven't got any notification about it. Okay, all right. So I'll get back to you, Emma. Any question you want to answer, I can answer as well if you want me to.
Yeah. There are some good questions. I love the people watching this. You're asking the good questions, the really interesting questions. Someone's asked, I'm sorry, I can't see the Facebook names. It just says Facebook user. So to the Facebook user here, for you to be able to produce all of the resources, it sounds like you need some expertise and experience before you can launch a membership. Well, I assume you mean expertise like in the field that I'm teaching. If so, then yes. I've been teaching English for over 15 years. I'm a CELTA qualified teacher. I have a master's degree in English teaching, and I studied phonetics and phonology during my linguistics degree. So I know a lot about pronunciation. Someone else also asked, will I ever run out of topics? I don't think I will. The topic of pronunciation can go very, very, very deep. And I even have teachers commenting or like saying to me at conferences and things like, I watch your videos to learn things about pronunciation so that I can teach my students about them, because I've never heard of assimilation. I've never heard of connected speech. So there's always going to be something, always. Like, I feel like I can never exhaust the topic because there'll always be something. And even if I do, let's say, run out of ideas, what I've done in the past is, as my experience in teaching has grown and my knowledge of teaching and pronunciation has grown, I have gone back to old videos and redone them and explained them in a different way, in what I think is now a better way, because now I have that experience. So if you go on my YouTube channel, you'll see videos about I don't know, I'm trying to think of one now, but there's one I definitely did where I did an updated version, and it's because I felt I could explain it much better now that I had the experience, and I've probably explained that thing 100 times, so it's like drilled into my brain. So even if you feel you run out of topics, it's absolutely fine to go back and revisit things and explain them in different ways or add on to them. Like I did a video, for example, on the dark L, and I didn't even touch on how the dark L changes when it's in sentences. I just focused on it at the end of words. So you can take topics like that where it's very specific, like just for words, and then make more where it's in sentences, and then in paragraphs, and then in speeches, and then, there's so much. I don't feel I could ever run out of ideas.
Just on top of that, one thing I found very helpful, and also some clients told me they found it very helpful too, is just to listen to your students.
Yes.
Yeah, they always have questions, right? If one student has this question, you can use that question to help you generate ideas, like content ideas, or just answer the question. So there are always things you can do. So I don't think we will ever run out of ideas. So we run out of ideas, either we're lazy, just don't think about ideas, or we're not listening, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And if you've got a social media following, just ask your followers, what would you like me to make a video about? Sometimes when I'm really stuck where I'm like, ooh, I'm not too sure what to make videos about. And it's not that I don't have ideas. It's just like, I can't choose in that moment. What should I make videos about? I will just ask. I'll put up like a poll or something like that. Or I will just straight up ask for people to tell me what they want. Sometimes you'll get answers like more pronunciation. It's like, wow, gee, thanks. Yeah, I'll just do more pronunciation. But you do get people who ask like very, very specific questions, and you're like, great, I'm gonna add that one to the list. And then I'll do a video about it. Or I'll add it to the course or something like that. But
building a list is important too, guys.
Yes. I'm understanding the importance of that.
Even if think about the part you said, right, Emma, making videos just in one day. You need a list to do that. I mean, so although you're not making videos in the whole month, you're actually taking notes and making a list, and then you make videos on that day, just following a list, right? So I have to accumulate ideas by listening, by kind of thinking, and build a list, right?
And I don't feel like you're cheating either if you use something like ChatGPT, or if you just happen, like if you go on other people's channels and things, and you see people in the comments of their videos asking questions, maybe they've not answered it in their video, in that person's video, then you can make a video that teaches it in the way that you explain it, but also include that person's question. Because if people are asking it, they're not going to be the only person.
Market research, right? Do some research as well. Your competitors, other teachers, ask ChatGPT, there's Google. There's so many ways to generate ideas. Another question I think is quite interesting: subscription membership. So I can give my answer, then Emma tell us what do you think. I feel like because subscription is used in so many ways, like a subscription is like a subscribe, just like I think. To me, membership offers more than subscription. That's kind of how I feel, like because I subscribe to YouTube, I subscribe to like email list, right? Because how that feel a subscription, this word feels to me. A membership is like I'm a member of something.
It's like a psychological thing.
Exclusivity there. So I love, but in terms of what it does, like a membership takes kind of charges your students every month. Subscription also charges every month. And in terms of the pricing model, the business model is the same. It's how you call it and how people perceive, right? So I feel like I use membership all the time. I don't use subscription. What do you think?
Yeah, I'm the same. I think the only time I use subscription is for like YouTube, or if I'm describing it to someone, like another teacher, I might say, oh no, it's not a one-time fee, it's a subscription. That's like the only time I would use the term subscription. But yeah, membership. I think it's like a psychological thing. It's like people don't buy courses, they join course. Do you know what I mean? Like there's like these little psychological, like the words that change the psychology of things. Like you don't buy, you invest.
Being
and things like that. Yeah. And it's like, yeah, I want to invest. I don't want to buy this course. I want to invest in this course. And
yeah,
suddenly your brain's just like, it changes.
yeah,
Yeah. It's like a mindset shift.
yeah, that's good.
Yeah. And maybe
Good.
there's a bit of that too.
Yeah. Another question.
Oh, good one. Yeah.
Take a break. Won't your client move on to someone else who's present? I guess if I understand correctly, Emma, you got burned out at not by teaching. I guess like social media, right? Running things. So it's not
Everything.
like you didn't get burned out by teaching, and you weren't teaching many students at the time anyway. So it were not
No one.
teaching, right? So it's
Mhm.
more like running the social media, creating content, all that.
Yeah. It was just a combination of it was how do I explain this in the best way? It was like I was this bottle of fizzy drink, like a bottle of Coca-Cola, let's say. And someone had been shaking the bottle and shaking and shaking and shaking for years and years and years and years. And this was a build up over years. Like I could feel it in myself. Like
Yeah,
this was
yeah, yeah.
something that was building up over years. And then it was like that final shake. Something big happened over the summer. That was just the final shake of that bottle, and it was like, poof, and I just exploded,
Yeah, yeah,
metaphorically.
yeah,
But yeah, it got to the point because again, I'm happy to talk about this because it's not something talked about a lot. But because I burnt out and I kept trying to go on and on and on and on, it got to the point where I was getting really ill. I was getting panic attacks.
um,
I would wake up in the morning and I would have like a pain in my chest. And I genuinely thought it was normal to have chest pains every single day. And it wasn't until I said to my boyfriend, like, "Oh, how do you get rid of this pain in your chest?" And he's like a cardiac nurse. He works at like cardiac theaters as a scrub nurse. He's like, "You shouldn't have pain in your chest every day, Emma." I was like, "Oh, I've had it. I've had a pain in my chest for the past like 10 years." So yeah, like it got to that point. And that's not something that you really portray on social media, right? I wasn't going around saying I've got chest pains and panic attacks. But it's something that I want teachers to really, really, really think about and be careful of. That if you're like really, really steaming on ahead, really think about taking breaks every so
yeah,
often. Just
taking breaks,
take a
disconnect. I
weekend.
think disconnect. That's the balance, right? The balance. I try to do that myself. Like you have to discipline yourself.
Yeah.
Like, when a lot of things going on, you have to discipline yourself. Hey, this is the time. I'm not gonna think about my business. I'm not gonna think about my. I'm not gonna take a look at my phone. I'm not gonna get on Instagram. I'm not gonna. It's have to discipline yourself. I
Yeah.
mean, here's the thing. Nothing gonna disappear if you don't look at it for 2 hours, right?
Exactly. Your Instagram isn't gonna collapse if you
Yeah,
take the
nothing.
weekend off and go,
This
to a
is a
beach.
very interesting question. Right? Do you make a living from the videos only alone?
It's a good question. It's actually something I get asked a lot. Okay, I'm always like super honest and open about this sort of thing. Instagram, I don't make money directly off Instagram. TikTok, I don't make money off TikTok. LinkedIn for sure, like I don't make money off that. Any other social media platform like Facebook, I don't make any money off these platforms. These for me are to convert into either students or to direct to YouTube. So with YouTube, I make money using the ad revenue. There's a name for it. What's it called? The partner YouTube partner program. Okay,
Yeah.
and you can make money through ad revenue. Now, it's not a lot of money, right? It's taken years just to be able to like pay my bills with the amount that I make. But as your channel grows and the more views you have, the more engagement you have, and the more subscribers you have, because all these things are important. You can have many subscribers, but if you're not getting the views and you definitely don't get the engagement, it's bad. You're doing something wrong. But I work with sponsors as well. So I partner with different brands and they basically pay me to promote their content or talk about their
Yeah,
content.
partner,
And
yeah,
that's how I make money on YouTube.
yeah,
And that does pay the bills.
yeah, yeah,
So if you really, really invest in YouTube or invest in like a social media platform or platforms,
yeah,
you can definitely make money
yeah,
through sponsors.
yeah,
Yeah.
sponsors. That's one
Mhm.
of the things teacher influencers can consider. If you have a big following, and there are companies looking for influencers to help them promote their businesses, right, and products. And also, besides all of this, Emma mentioned now she has this membership, right, and
Mhm.
using your minimal time and effort to maintain a membership, deliver, and these students pay you accordingly every month, right? And so I think the idea of this entire interview just to tell teachers there's so many other ways to use your expertise. In Emma's case, she's brilliant with pronunciation, and Emma is not teaching pronunciation to one student at a time, right? That's not how she makes money or make a living out of her expertise. And she does influencers, memberships. They're all different things you can do. I think that's kind of one thing really striking me like this week. You shouldn't limit yourself just to what you're doing right now. I'm teaching at school, I'm doing whatever. If you are good at something, there are so many ways for you to make a living, make money, maybe even more money than your full-time job. No, by doing something different, right? So that's kind of
Mhm.
idea. And that's what we're gonna talk about at the passive income workshop too. There's so many different ways. You can do a book. I know Emma probably gonna think about a book too. Like, why don't I write a
I've got
book?
time to write one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
write a
Have to
book.
chat
Yeah,
GPT the book.
yeah,
Write me
write
a
a
book on
book
pronunciation.
and sell other things. So there's so many things you can do. Okay, let's answer one more question. Do you
I
have
see
one?
that someone also, I think maybe this person might have missed it. While you find another question, this person
Yeah,
might have missed when I mentioned this, but someone on Facebook said the membership sounds like you will really, that you will never really be able to separate yourself from it, even though you delegate tasks to an assistant. But that's not what I wanted. I created a membership because I still wanted to be part of it. So for me, that's what I wanted. Yeah.
yeah,
I
yeah,
didn't want to just create a course, sell it, and never talk to my students. I wanted that part. It's why I
yeah,
made
yeah,
it.
yeah, yeah. Good. Let me see. There's one more question.
Someone said, what kind of
Okay.
content is most popular with my students? Vowels, connected speech. Actually, it tends to be the most basic things like vowels. Yeah. But people like reading stories. People really like shadowing content. So I need to make more of that.
That's good. Uh, all right. I think there's one I just saw it somewhere.
Yeah. Did we miss any questions? Anyone want to quickly pop it in the chat?
This one, for you to be able to produce all of these resources, it sounds like you need some expertise and experience before you can
Oh,
launch membership.
I answered that one. Yeah.
You answered,
When I
oh,
said
well,
I have the experience.
yeah.
Yeah.
And also, I think just to get on top of it. So I find a lot of teachers don't realize they have a lot to offer.
Mm.
The way they look at it, oh, I have to be expert in something like this, or there's some misconception of like what is expertise is, right?
Mhm.
If you have a solution that some students are looking for, you have something to offer. It's simple,
Yeah.
right? Just simple. It's very simple, and you don't
And
have to have a PhD to
yeah.
offer something, right?
And there's
Uh,
no shame as well in not knowing something. Like
right,
you
good
you're
point.
a you're a teacher, you're not ChatGPT, right? You can't know everything. And as I said, there's absolutely no shame in going back to your old content and redoing it. Because with the years of experience, your videos will only be better. You will only be better explaining in the newer videos compared to your older ones. Or you'll be able to give more examples or expand on the old topic that you did. So have no shame in not being like what you think is a pro. Do you know what I mean? Because
Yeah,
for
yeah,
sure,
yeah,
I don't know absolutely everything about phonetics and phonology. For sure, there will be gaps in my knowledge. And I know that because there are students who ask me about a very specific question, and I'm like, ooh, I'm not sure about that. But I go and search, or I'll have a look in my books, and then I learn something new. So I'm constantly learning,
yeah.
constantly
I like that
building.
too.
Yeah.
That's the imposter syndrome, kind of related to that.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can say, oh, I don't know. Let me just check it for you, right?
Yeah.
And you're learning something new every time.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let's finish this one last question, and then I think we'll be it for today. Does age play a role in success? Meaning, do students like to follow young teachers more? Yeah, I would say every you should play your advantage. I would say that. So you're a young teacher, you have advantages. You're older teacher, you have your advantages, right? So then how you use it to your advantage, how you use it, right? So that's when the options, right? If you are a very experienced teacher, right, you're no age does no you're older, and then maybe there's one option that works much better, favors you than the other option. I think the point is there are so many options, and then you want to really look into yourself, like my experience, expertise, background, my even my age, right, my favorites, my preference, what is gonna work for me in terms of monetizing my expertise, monetizing my experience, right, my knowledge. Which way you can be an influencer like Emma, you can you can write books, you can. I mean, some teachers tell us, "Oh, James, I cannot make videos." I was like, "Hey, can you write?" Oh yeah, I can write. I wrote a lot of things. Can these things you wrote before be sold to someone? They're like, yeah, I think someone's gonna buy that. Yeah, well, just so that just sell what you develop, right? And or you write a book. I mean, there must be something you're good at, and then you can use it to make this work and get the success you want, right? So if you already said no to you with all the excuses you can make in the world, then this is not going to happen. So I think you have to be open-minded. You know there must be an option. I can do this too, and then you will be able to do it. What do you think, Emma? It's good answer to that, or
Yeah, I think you kind of summarized what I was thinking.
okay?
You've got to play into your strengths,
Yeah,
right?
yes, sir.
If you feel that you're not very good on camera, like someone's made a really good comment about most of the people I see online have to project. I like that. Have to project. You don't have to, right? I'll talk about that in a second. But like I see people online that they have to project an enthusiastic, overly energetic feel that makes me feel burnt out just watching it. Well, why don't you be the person who doesn't? Have like a nice chill time, have a nice chill video with like some jazz music, on in the background or something. When you create content, you create it for your style and you create it for people, that's going to resonate with that style. There may be people that come to my channel. I mean, there are people who come to my channel, they complain about me. Like they don't like me. And I'm like, well, why are you on my channel then, mate? Like, why are you here? If you don't like me, then go away in the nicest possible way. But make content. If you want to create video content, but you don't want to be overly enthusiastic, as you say, then don't. Have like a chill sort of, coffee time with, I don't know your name, but Maria, for example, like coffee time with Maria. And you just sit there with like a cup of coffee. There's like some calming jazz or lo-fi music on in the background, and you're just explaining some grammar in the video. And it's nice, like chill vibes. Like that would be great. Like I would watch that just to chill out for a bit. So you can really you can create things just to how you want. Like I get people coming onto my content and they're like, I don't like it that you laugh so much. It's like, well, that's part of my personality. I'm not going to sit and do a video where I'm not laughing because that's literally who I am. I'm like this in real life. I'm like this online. It's just how I am. I'm not going to change myself for a random person. So to answer this person's question, because again, I can't see the person's name. Sorry, Facebook user. Does age play a role in success? No, but playing to your strengths does. So if you're good at talking, like me, then start a podcast. If you're really good on camera, then start doing videos. And I mean, a lot of people who started YouTube channels, they weren't good on camera. Go back, right? Go on my YouTube channel and go back to my first ever videos. They are awful, but I've purposely left them there because I want people to see the progress. I want people to see how I was so stiff and I never smiled and I never did anything and I was so nervous, and how it's progressed to
I like that
what
too.
I do now.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like
So take a look. Take a look at how it was. Who doesn't love Emma?
that.
Quite a few people.
All right. All right, guys. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you, Emma. So let's
Thank
finish this
you.
interview by asking you guys to comment with the one takeaway you want to share with us. What you learned today, one thing that you learned, you're gonna stick with you. You're gonna remember forever. You're gonna use it. You're gonna follow it. What is that one takeaway you've got from this interview you'd like to share with us? And in the meantime, thank you very much, Emma. I think I really feel like the last part of this interview is the best, the highlight, right? Just like, hey, talk about it, right? Chill out, and this is how it works. Yeah, what is the takeaway? What is the one takeaway you want to take home with you, right? And stick to it and remember it forever, right? Use it, follow it. What is it? Okay, Facebook user, play to your strength. Okay, what else, guys? What else? We do have quite a few people watching right now. Great interview. I learned a lot. Okay, the facts that I can get used to make videos. Yeah, you probably Karen, you just go to Emma's YouTube channel, take a look at the first one, and check
Go.
it out. Right? You
Leave a
do
comment. Just
leave
say,
a
Emma, this is awful, just as you said.
comment.
And I'll like it. I'll agree with it, Karen. Because I
Enthusiasm.
purposely left them there because I want, they are so cringe. I literally can't watch them back. But I leave them there just so I can show people how I was in the start, at the very beginning. Because I was awful and my editing was awful. And I thought that those videos were the best. But no. Oh, your first few videos, they're going to be rubbish.
Yeah. Well,
Because you're going to grow and you're going to get better.
yeah, enthusiasm. Also teach what you're good at. Be different. Love the coffee time ideas.
Yeah.
This is a light at the end of the tunnel. Don't give up. Reach out and keep going.
Good.
Thinking about the offer, low price, high volume, like that, like that. Membership can be grow over time. Start simple, make it better and better.
Yeah.
Radiant. I can see that there are so many things to do in order to generate income. I'm just starting the process. I want to explore much more. It's good. Yeah, it takes time. Explore. I think the fact that you are exploring, that's good. That's good start. The idea of a community, awesome. It's okay to be imperfect at the beginning, so long as you make every effort to improve. For me,
And
it's
I'll
important.
expand on that.
Sure.
It's okay to be imperfect at any point.
Yeah.
Any point. I've been doing YouTube and stuff for like 4.5, 5 years now. And for sure, my videos will have typos. I'll accidentally mispronounce, even though I'm pronunciation with Emma. I may mispronounce words. Like, it's okay. Or I may have a typo somewhere, or I don't know, I don't explain things in the best possible way that I could do if I had filmed the video on a better day. So don't aim for perfection because you will never ever get anything out. I promise you. Just
Perfectionism. Yes.
yeah, you can't. You can't.
Absolutely. The same to me. I think I cared this a lot at first. No, I'm working with a lot of English teachers. What about my English? Then now I was like, I don't care. I
We
think the
don't
messages
care.
make more impact than the perfectionism we can ever get, right? So last one for me is the importance of building an audience, how to build it, and how to stand out by making your own brand depending on your personality. It's a good summary. It's a really good
Yeah.
summary of what we did today. Thank you again, Emma. Thank you, everyone who's here watching this interview. I hope you get something out of this interview. If you haven't, just click on the like to help us with the social proof and the promotion of this video. Thank you very much. We will do more interviews like this in the future to really help teacher community, educator community to see the possibilities, what other people do that you can do the same, so your situation can be different, right? If you haven't registered for the teacher passive income workshop next week, find a link, register. I'll see some of you guys at the workshop as well tomorrow, next week, Monday. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, Emma. Yeah, thank you again for being here, and thanks everyone
Thank you.
for joining. I'll see you guys next time.
Bye-bye.